Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony's Picks Morning Show. I'm Tony T with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Give my live free picks for today's card. And today's show will have picks right here from college football. Well, I counted 47 FBS versus FBS games. Also of baseball, last two final regular season days. Well, we did eliminate a team yesterday. Arizona has been eliminated after losing the Padres. I guess that strategy didn't work, pushing Gallen to Friday. It gives up a grand slam. I don't understand why they did that. You just, I probably would have worked it even if Gallen pitched on Thursday. It probably wouldn't have happened anyway. And, of course, 15 games from baseball. And let's guys, before we meet the cappers, be sure to give us that that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. It really helps us build up our audience when you do that. So appreciate that, and hit that like and subscribe button. Let's meet the cappers and get right to the picks. We don't mess around here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show. Chris, what's happening?
Oh, not much. Coming off a 1 and push. I had TCU at the 3, so that was a push there. But I did have the Marlins upsetting the Mets, so that was some really good, a really good one there. And then had 5 from the hit list, so very good day there. We cashed there, so just ready to get to all the action today.
Absolutely, El Ninos, what's going on?
Yeah, slowed down a little bit there in the MLB. Unfortunately, the one game I had there lost. I was on the Guardians, and that didn't go as planned. I thought they'd bounce right back there, but they did not, obviously. And then, I was on that push as well there in the college football game. So, looking to bounce back today.
Yep. Yeah, I had coming off a pretty good day for me. A 2-0 day yesterday. Went light. I had the Red Sox got that rel in the 8th and 9th inning for the walk-off, so they've clinched the wild card spot. And, of course, I also had the over in Virginia and Florida State. That one was kind of a wild one there in the overtime. It went over right in the fourth quarter, but Virginia, one of those high-tempo teams, but you can start to see the defenses get tired there in that fourth quarter. So I'm a little worried about Virginia holding this up throughout the season, because in those November games, that defense gets really tired when you're playing a lot of possessions. But it works for them and brings excitement. You saw that storm on the field. So Virginia football is at its peak, I'd have to say. I've never seen it higher than that. All right, let's get to the football, guys. We're going to do 4 blocks. We'll probably get about 10 to 12 games per block. So in our first block, we're going to cover the 12 Eastern nooners, and we'll include the 12:45 in there. So we'll go from noon, and we'll include the 12:45. Some of these games will include Notre Dame, Arkansas. We see Notre Dame 4.5, 5 now, total 64. We also have Louisville Pitt in this one. Looks like Pittsburgh's a home dog of 3.5. That one's come down since overnight. Other notables in this block will be Cincinnati, Kansas 4.5, total 56.5. Central Florida, Kansas State, K-State 5.5, and USC, Illinois here, and SC 7 to 6.5, 61.5. The last one in this block is Utah State, Vandy, and that one has Vandy 23.5. We start here with Chris.
Yeah, a couple that I'm looking at here, of course, SEC, Notre Dame, Arkansas. We're going to go, and first off, we're going to take the over. I know it's 63.5, but I mean, these guys are trending to the over there. In that, I think we see a lot of offense on both sides. And then, of course, leaning to a side, I take the 4.5 with Arkansas there at home. The other one I'm looking at in this block here, Utah State and Vanderbilt, just a little bit more points than I like to. Not to say that Vanderbilt can't get it done there, but I like to take the over in that 57.5. I think Vanderbilt can run it up. Utah State should be able to contribute some there as well, but I think we see a higher scoring matchup in this one.
Yeah, from Chris on over to Alninos.
Yeah, I think Utah State does enough to not only contribute to the total, but to cover this 3 touchdowns plus that they're getting. So I'll take the points there with Utah State. I'll also be on Illinois there to show up a little bit after that extremely disappointing loss to Indiana there. They got blown out. I was on them there then too, but I'll give them one more shot here against USC team that's pretty good, but again, laying 7 on the road here against what's still a pretty good Illinois team in my eyes. I'll take another shot here on Illinois with the 7. I like UCF there to keep it seeing at 5.5. So right between the touchdown and the field goal there. I think this is more of a field goal game, so I'll take the points with Central Florida there. I also like the over in that Duke-Syracuse game, leaning to Duke with the points there, but I like the over. I've seen that 59, right, 59.5. I like this one to get into the 60s. I also like Wake Forest to keep their game with Georgia Tech there at home within the 2 touchdowns.
There from El Nino to say what I think about these games. Yeah, I got to take the points with Arkansas and this Notre Dame pass defense has been really bad. They're Notre Dame struggling really to defend the pass, giving up 289 yards a game, 8.1 yards per pass attempt, and you get balance there from Arkansas's offense and defensive. They played defending the pass pretty well. So I'll look at Arkansas here at that plus price. I got to take Rutgers plus here against Minnesota. Rutgers has flashed some offense this year. It's a little different Rutgers team than we're used to seeing. It's been really, they used to be ground and pound, bore you to death. But we're seeing, believe it or not, we're finally seeing some efficient quarterback play from the Scarlet Knights. 68% completions, 9.2 yards per pass attempt. That's a Rutgers team. Well, hey, it has been. But Minnesota's numbers have been inflated facing the likes of Northwestern State and Buffalo at home. So I'll look at the road dog here with Rutgers in that one. What else do we have in this one? Yeah, let's see. Syracuse is dealing with a backup to Angeli, so I'll stay away from that. I know Angeli got hurt, and we'll probably see a backup quarterback there for him for Syracuse in this one. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, Ricky Collins there. Of course, they lost. Steve Angeli out for the year with the Achilles injury, so it's Ricky Collins filling in. So I'll kind of stay away from that one. Until USC can cover as a road dog, I'm going to fade them. I'll take Illinois plus the points. USC 1-8 as a road favorite here, I should say, not a road dog. Road favorite. USC 1-8 here. I'll take the plus there with Illinois. Finale 6-3 of the spread at home. You know what? When you look at that Purdue game, Ivea was not the most. It wasn't very accurate. Just 60% completion rate in that road game against Purdue, and the Trojans allowed 305 yards passing to Purdue in that loss for almost 8 yards per pass attempt. You know, Illinois has been efficient throwing the football. They just got pounded. You know, that quarterback grind them in practice this week. So I'll take the plus there with Illinois in that spot. Just fading the road fave USC 1-8 to the spread in that spot. And I can only look here at the plus points with UCF. UCF's been efficient on both sides of the football. They're rushing for 6 yards a carry, getting accurate quarterback, and they're defending the pass very well. Quarterback play has been very poor for these Wildcats. I think they're getting respect because it says Kansas State on the jerseys, but they haven't been playing up to standard of late. So I'll look at UCF in that spot. All right, let's see if there's any other one I like. Yeah, I like the road dog with Pittsburgh plus the points at home against Louisville. You know, Pittsburgh is coming off a bye, and Louisville's played a really weak schedule. Cardinals have failed to cover all 3 games against these minor conference foes, and even the FCS foes, they didn't cover the spreads. You know, the Panthers have an experienced quarterback in Holstein. Louisville as a road favorite, 1-9 of the spread as a road favorite. Pitt 4-1 of the spread as home dog. I'll take Pitt in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony X Morning Show as we hit block 2. And in block 2, we'll cover the games at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll finish here at 3:30 Eastern time. So the games in this block will include the games at 1 Eastern and include all the games at 3:30 Eastern time. We'll stop it right there at the 3:30 Eastern time slot. We start here with Chris. I'm sorry. Just some of the notable games here in that block will include Utah, West Virginia, Utah 12.5, total 47.5. Calic, BC 6. We're seeing 6.5 now start to pop up on BC. Indiana, Iowa. Indiana 8. We're seeing 9 starting to pop up in this game. This was 7, right? Now they're really betting this one up here in that one. Also, we have LSU. Ole Miss is a big one. I'm seeing 1.5 and now 2.5 in the marketplace here. Miss using Chambliss, the backup quarterback there. Auburn and Texas A&M. Looks like A&M is 7 in that one, total 52.5. And the other notable one is Ohio State, Washington. Ohio State now up to 8.5 now, total 52.5. Now we can start with Chris.
A couple I'm looking at here. Auburn, Texas A&M. I'm going to take, I know it's at 52.5 is what I've got. You're getting a coin flip price there, but I'm going to take the under there. You look at Auburn, they're 6-0 to the under when it's 49.5 to 56 being the total there. So I think we see a little bit of defense played in this one here between these two teams. Good matchup there today. So we'll take the under in that one. And then looking at my Rebels versus LSU. Both these guys coming in here 4-0. They're coming into the Grove today to face our backup quarterback who seems to be doing well in there since Austin Simmons is out. I'm going to take my guys at home with the 1.5 is what I've currently got. If you guys can grab that now, do that. I'd watch it and make sure it doesn't get any higher than that. But take the Rebels at home at the 1.5. I think we get the win and definitely the cover at Ole Miss today.
There we go with Chris on over down Enos.
Yeah, sticking to the LSU Ole Miss game. I'll go with LSU. I'll take the half point in the first quarter here. I think they at least come out and keep this one close early. All right, spoiler. I like LSU as well, but I like this first quarter play a lot again, just based on the back and forth early, and again the number of possessions Mississippi's going to get in that first quarter. I also like Auburn to keep it within the touchdown there. They're getting at Texas A&M. Chris was mentioning a defensive battle. I think they can hang there with Texas A&M and keep it within that touchdown. I like Iowa getting close to 10 points now. I've seen nines with Iowa. That line's moving up, so maybe sit on that one. Maybe we'll see some tens pop up soon enough. I think they can. Again, Indiana coming off that big win we just talked about earlier, but they're going to come in and blow everybody out week in and week out. I don't know. Iowa's pretty good at home, so I'll take all those points with Iowa. And I'll go in San Diego State here. I'll lay the short number on the road. Just think there's a slightly better team. And again, anything under a field goal here, I'm okay with San Diego State. And I think there was another one I liked a lot in this slot. I can't seem to. Oh.
All right.
The Ohio State, Washington.
That's part of this block. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm taking again the points here with Washington. As long as we're getting more than a touchdown, I'll be on Washington again. Ohio State, a very good team. There's nothing against them, but I think Washington's better than getting more than a touchdown here at home. So I'll take the points with Washington there.
Yeah, from Alanino. So what I think about some of these games. Georgia Southern, James Madison like the over in that one. Georgia Southern's defense just been hammered on the road, giving 50 points a game, 8.6 yards per rush, 11 yards per pass attempt. Hey, they were able to get 20 on the board at USC. They scored 41 at home against Jacksonville State. James Madison has been rushing the football effectively at home, over 5 yards a carry. Eagles 5-0 to the over their past 5. Dukes 4-1 to the over at home on the road win. I like the over there with Georgia Southern and James Madison. There, what else we have here? Let me get into the next other blocks that I was looking at here. I like the under here with Utah and West Virginia. West Virginia really has a look of a team that you want to play at home and then fade on the road. But this is a team that's been running the ball effectively. It's almost a 3-to-1 ratio of run and versus pass at home for West Virginia. Of course, Rich Rod, that's what he likes to do, run the football. And I think he's just going to play keep away, just keep that ball on the ground, run that clock. There, Utah against these good rushing teams that average 200 yards rushing or greater. They're 3-0 to the under on the road. And against these high-scoring teams that average 31 points or greater, West Virginia 4-1 in the under at home. Facing these teams, which I say the strategy falls in place where they just run the ball against these high-scoring teams and keep that offense off the field. I like the under in that one. There. Man, I just can't lay points with Northwestern, man. They're just a bad team. And I know UCLA has their troubles, but I would only look at UCLA plus the points after that coaching change. Northwestern here, after back-to-back home games, 1-4 the spread. UCLA on the road, 6-1 the spread after road loss. Now they covered a lot of road games last year. If you remember, they were supposed to tank last year. No one liked them last year, but they were covering games on the road left and right, not winning them, but covering them. But with the coaching change, the shake up there. There's still talent on that field, so I can only look at UCLA in that spot. And I know I don't want nothing. I know Okie State. I want nothing to do with them. They just changed their coach. No, thank you there. What else am I looking at? I'm going to take the Rice out plus the 14.5. These are two teams that play the triple option. So usually when two triple option teams meet, it's usually close and low scoring. But the total is too low for me. But I'll look for the game to be lower scoring because each defense practices against the triple option during the week, so they're going to know what's coming. So I can only look here at the plus points here with Rice there. And as I said, I expect a closer game since both teams run the same offense. I'm going to look at BC to pound Cal here. It's a back-to-back road games for Cal, who faces the Eagles coming off a bye week. Remember, the Eagles were in that horrible spot, back-to-back road games, playing Stanford like at 11 Eastern. They get the bye after that game. Cal here against these offenses that average 425 yards per game or greater are just 1-3 to the spread on the road. And the Eagles are defending pretty well here. BC is getting good quarterback play with 74% completion rate, 9.2 yards per pass attempt for almost 400 yards passing. Well, that's the coach, the former Patriots offensive coordinator. there at BC. So I'll take BC in that spot. What else am I looking at in this one here? I'm going to take Ole Miss in this one. I like LSU offense really struggled in that game here at Clemson. 3.5 yards a carry, 6.3 yards per pass attempt. Ole Miss is getting really balanced offense here. 5 yards a carry, 11 yards per pass attempt. I mean, that win when Ole Miss, the way they beat Tulane. Tulane's a pretty good team. The way they spanked them was very impressive to me. I know people say, "Oh, it's a minor conference." Tulane was in discussion as one of those playoff teams from the smaller conference, from the group of 5. That was definitely they just spanked them. That was impressive to me here. So LSU just 1-5 the spread in these coin flip lines of +3 to -3. The Rebels have been a good spread team at home, 11-5. Heck, I would just take the money line if it's 1.5. So that's how I would look at that one there. What else do we have? I think it's a bad spot for Hawaii having to travel to Air Force. Air Force, that triple option. We saw Hawaii in their lone road game get absolutely hammered there against Arizona. So I can only look there. Oh, I jumped the block. Sorry about that, guys. So let's continue on the Tony X Morning Show. Let's continue on. We'll start here. We'll go from the 4 Eastern, and we'll include the games at 7:30 Eastern. I'm sorry. We'll start here at 4 Eastern, include the 7 Eastern. So we'll stop at 7 Eastern. So there's where the Hawaii Air Force game is. Tennessee, Mississippi State's in this block. We'll see Tennessee 7, total 62.5. And let's see what else we got. Virginia Tech with their new head coach. They got rid of Fry. We got NC State 10 now, 57.5. And Arizona, Iowa State's in this block there. And it looks like Iowa State's 5.5, 5, total 40.5. So we're going to go here from 4 Eastern and stop and include the 7 Eastern. We'll stop at the 7 Eastern there in this block. We start with Chris.
I guess the only one in this block that I've got, since we're just doing it, I do SEC here. Tennessee, Mississippi State. You look at the total here, 62.5. Looks like it's a lot there. I mean, Tennessee so far is 4-0 to the over this year, and they're 1-0 to the over against conference. You look back at the last 10 meetings here between these guys, 5-4 to the over. I think we see it back and forth here. Tennessee likes to score. Mississippi State's going to be able to score and get us up and over that total there. Going to go same direction, Bama, Alabama. It's always an explosive game, always exciting there with what happens between these two teams. It's 53.5 right now. But you look, and they are 7-3 in their last 10 matchups against each other to the over. Oh, I'm sorry, I've already jumped that. I happened to see a 7 and got excited. But anyway, there we go. So there's a couple for you.
There you go from Chris. We went over to El Nino's.
Yeah, if I were to lay points with one bigger, not a massive favorite here, but laying a touchdown here with Tennessee, that's one favorite I'd be looking at. Again, don't want to lay too much more than a touchdown. I don't like doing that. And again, these games can get out of control sometimes, but still, I'd rather always keep it within one possession if I can. So Tennessee minus the 7 in that one for me. I expect it to be a bit of a shootout. I just think they outscore Mississippi State there and pull away late at least, if not early. But at some point during this game, I think they cover this number and keep that lead. And so we're stopping at 7 here, correct?
We're stopping at 7, yep.
Not doing the 7 games.
We're stopping at the 7:30 games.
Okay, so we are doing the 7.
We're doing the 7, yeah. We're doing the 7.
Sorry, you just read them all off. Iowa State, Arizona, I think that could be a lower scoring defensive battle. Yes, a low score here at 48.5, but I'm leaning under in that one. And Boise State, App State, I'll take the over 59.5. I think that's another shootout that can get into the 60s.
There we go from El Nino's. All right, I hear what I think about some of these games. I'm going back to that Air Force here. I just don't trust Hawaii on the road. Their offense does not look very good at all. In their load road game, they got hammered by Arizona 40-6. You look at 3.4 yards per rush, 5.4 yards per pass attempt. The quarterback play has been terrible for Hawaii this year. Falcons offense running for almost 5 yards to carry, 11.2 yards per pass attempt. And heck, Hawaii was held to 23 points at home to an FCS team in Portland State. On the road here, Hawaii 3-9 of the spread. I'll look at Air Force here in this spot there. What else are we looking at here in this one? I'll take the points of Mississippi State. I like Blake Shapen, the quarterback there for Mississippi State. Volunteers are playing their first true road game. The pass defense is giving up 67% completions, 279 yards per game. Bulldogs getting pretty good production from their offense. They look to me like a much improved team than they were last year. That's for sure. They're going to move up here on the year. Their pass defense is giving up just 4.8 yards per pass attempt. Chapin has been accurate at quarterback, averaging 8.8 yards per pass attempt. Tennessee here 3-6 to the spread on the road. I mean, if Tennessee is a team that looks really good at home, and there's a big drop off when they're on the road. That's the one team in the SEC where you see that drop off from them there. So I'll look here at Mississippi State in that one. All right, other ones here that I'm looking at here up until 7 Eastern time. Let's see, we've got a lot of conference coming. We need Conference USA to go to Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I mean, you're clogging up all the blocks. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I think it's the blowout game. I like Iowa State here laying the points with Arizona. Arizona plays their first true road game. Now, if you remember Arizona last year, they were a mess on the road. They were just getting pounded away from home. So I think I'm going to fade Arizona on the road until they show something here. And they're 0-3. The spread is road dog at 7 or fewer points. Iowa State is a favorite of 3.5 to 10, 3-0 to the spread at home. But if you take their final 3 road games from last year and you do a composite score, they lost 146 to 59. That's how bad they were on the road last year. So I can only look here at Iowa State in that one. What else we're going to look at here in this block here? Let's see. We're going to go to 7 o'clock. Is there? Let's see. That's a bounce. We're looking at this Memphis team. Boy, I can only look at Memphis. You know, Memphis is a team that's trying to be one of those at-large teams, and they look the part. I like this Brendan Lewis. I was talking about him early to start the season. He was with Nevada. He was everything for Nevada. When he was hurt, Nevada sucked badly. That's when he was okay. When he was healthy, they were competitive. You've got of course, Nevada was not very strong around him, had horrible defense, but Brendan Lewis is a pretty good quarterback, and he's accurate when he runs. He runs a lot, but he's accurate throwing the football. That's what you like, that combination of mobility and accuracy, which we've seen this recently, but we didn't see this a lot the last 10 or so years where these running quarterbacks not being accurate, but we're starting to see these running quarterbacks with some accuracy. And the Tigers have covered 7 straight dating back to last year. They beat an improving Troy team by 21 on the road. Troy's a team on the rise here. I know their quarterback was hurt, but still. I know Goose Crowder was hurt, but still, I like them. FAU here as a home dog, 1-5 of the spread. So I can only look at Memphis to pound them in that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony X Morning Show. As we close out college football here in the final block, we include the 7:30 all the way to the one late game in 10:15. So one late game today there. So in this block featured here will be Oregon and Penn State. The whiteout game, Penn State still 3.5, the total 53.5. Alabama, Georgia. Wow, what a night slot we have today. Georgia 2.5. I'm seeing 1.5 at Pinnacle, so there's a big swing difference in lines here. There, total 54 in that one. Kentucky and South Carolina. We've got South Carolina 5.5, total 47.5. And BYU Colorado is your lone late game tonight. And BYU road favorite 6.5, total 49.5. We start with Chris.
All right, so now we'll get back into regular schedule program there with Alabama and Georgia. Back to that. Like I was saying, 7-3 to the over between these two guys and their matchups that they usually play each other back and forth. It's usually pretty competitive there. So we'll take the over 53.5 in Georgia. Alabama game there. UMass, Missouri, just probably leaving that one alone, 44.5. Not to say Missouri can't blow out Massachusetts, but I'll probably leave that one alone. It's a little bit more than I like to do. Kentucky, they're going on the road here against South Carolina. South Carolina is not covered at home. So give me Kentucky with the 5.5 there. I think Kentucky can do enough to keep it within a field goal and within that number there in South Carolina today. And the last one I'm looking at here with the late slot, BYU, Colorado. Give me BYU on that one. I just think that the better matchup, their better team as they head into Colorado today. So I'll take take BYU to cover.
There we go here from Chris on over to El Ninos.
Yeah, and that Penn State-Oregon game, I like Penn State to at least get off to a good start here. A whiteout and all, maybe blind Oregon a little bit with the light bouncing off all the white there in the stands. And come out their strong start. No, this is just a little joke. Don't take that too seriously. But I like Penn State laying less than a field goal here in the first half. Laying 2.5 as of right now. So anything under a field goal, I like Penn State in the first half. And And the over there as well. Sorry, I like a lot of offense in that one. I mean, Penn State has a solid defense as well. But again, Oregon, I think, is going to do enough scoring to get us over this 52.5. I think it's just set a little bit too low. I also like, sorry, not too much in this late slot for me. I thought there was something else. I can't find it. I'll get back to it if I do. But not too much here for me.
Yeah, they're from El Ninos here. Yeah, I'm going to take the points with Oregon. Penn State's played a real weak schedule. Now, how are you going to you place these weak teams? Now you face one of the fastest teams in the country. I don't think whoever set the schedule knew what they were doing. You got to adjust to the speed of Oregon because this is the concern here for me with Penn State playing nobody in the non-conference. Now you face the fastest team in all of college football. Well, one of them at least. Oregon had a road win at Northwestern, running for almost 6 yards a carry. They're accurate at quarterback, so they already have a road game under their belts. And in matter of fact, in that Northwestern game, it wasn't as close as they sat their starters in the fourth quarter, and Northwestern got some garbage yards and points on them. So Penn State 1-3 the spread at home, facing teams that average 31 points or greater. So those are like elite competition. They fall short to the spread. So I'll take Oregon there in that spot there. What else do we have here? Boy, there's some really crumbing. There's some good ones and there's some rough ones here. I can only look at Stanford here laying the 3 against San Jose. San Jose State's not getting very good quarterback play. Stanford put up good numbers at home against BC. That resulted in a 10-point win. San Jose State, that loss against Central Michigan is going to be in my head all season long. That was a horrible game there. They were held to just 2.4 yards a rush, 5 yards per pass attempt. There, I can only look here at Stanford in that spot. Yeah, I got to take Kirby in this one. I mean, Alabama, their loss at Florida State were held to 3 yards a carry, 5.9 yards per pass attempt. So that game against that tough competition, they fell short against Florida State. We just saw what Florida State's defense got happened to them yesterday. Alabama here against these good rushing defenses that allow 3.25 yards per rush or fewer. They're just 1-4 of the spread on the road facing good rush defenses. So I can only look at the Georgia spot there. Let's see what else we have in this one here. Yeah, I'll take Kentucky plus the points here in this one. Kentucky's covered at home against Ole Miss, and we're competitive. South Carolina in conference play, just 1.8 yards a carry and allowing over 5 yards a carry on the ground. And of course, that's Kentucky. They like to run the ball, and you're giving up over 5 yards a carry in conference play. That's, to me, is an issue in that they lost both of those games, losing at Vanderbilt 31-7. Wildcats with their run game, they're able to rush for over 4.5 yards a carry against the Rebels. They're 6-3 as a road dog. I'll look at Kentucky to cover that game, and give me a little Louisiana Tech. I like what I'm seeing from this team. I was talking to Solo about that. I didn't want to give out the play yesterday, but I like his Louisiana Tech team. UTEP's only win came against an FCS team. La Tech's playing really good defense, holding teams to 3 yards a rush, 56% completion rate. UTEP, in a UTEP here, if they can't run, they can't win. That's the UTEP story. It's always been their story. They've never had any good quarterback play in the history of that team. Yeah, and they're also struggling on the ground, this UTEP team. They're getting inaccurate quarterback play. They're 1-3 of the spread at home against winning teams. I can only look at Louisiana Tech. Sorry, Prime, but I just think BYU is too big and physical for you. I just think they're going to lose the physical battle. Although I am starting to see improvement in the trenches with this Colorado team. I don't want to just bash them too much, but too bad that they're getting the improvement in the trenches when they have those great playmakers, right? So they lose their great playmakers, but the work in the trenches have greatly improved. Offensive, defensive lines play for Colorado has been outstanding, but I don't think they have enough playmakers. I'm not really a fan of their quarterback. So I can only look here at BYU. Colorado lost both games here against major conference teams in Houston and Georgia Tech. We just saw Houston against a bad Oregon State team needed overtime to win that game, and they got far behind. BYU is running for 6.5 yards a carry. I don't think they're going to be that good against this Colorado defense. Warren Sapp, to his credit, he's really improved that front seven for the Colorado Buffs. I will give him that credit there because that's the one part of the team that I've seen improve. But unfortunately, the playmakers have took a step back. The offensive line play and defensive line play has taken a step forward. What does that mean? Probably a 7-win season at the end of the day for them. But again, at least the improvement is coming in the line play. If they go out there and find some playmakers, I still think they're moving in the right direction there. BYU here as a road favorite of 3.5 to 10 points, 2-0 to the spread there. So I'll look here at BYU in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Hicks Morning Show. 2 weekends left here in Major League Baseball. We said goodbye to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Thank you for showing up. You're eliminated. And Boston on a walk-off clinches a wild card berth there against Boston. So we got those pictures complete, but we still have a lot to play for here. Of course, the Mets pooped in the bed again. It's the Mets, right? That's who they are. Yankees and Blue Jays in a really good race here for the AL East crown. And Seattle took a loss yesterday against the Dodgers. So it looks like the AL East winner will be in line to be will have the number 1 seed. Remember, Seattle has already clinched the number 2 seed there in the AL, so they will have the bye next week. All right, let's take a look at baseball, see if there's any changes in the starting pitching here so far. The first 3, no, we are expecting rain. 74%, of course, the worst game in baseball, right? Colorado and Washington, 74% chance of rain in that one. Burke against Irvin, so that's your rain game possibly. We'll see what happens there. And it will be Keter Montero for Detroit, so they're going to go with Montero in a must game here against Early and Boston. Sean Manaea has been listed as the bulk pitcher for the Mets. I think Holmes will be the opener is what I saw as Mets and Marlins here with Perez on the mound for Miami. It will be Mick Abel for Minnesota against Philadelphia Sports. Philadelphia is still in line for the 1 seed because the Brewers choked last night. So Milwaukee's still the magic number of 1 to clinch the 1 seed there against Philadelphia. And again, if they meet, I still think that Milwaukee Philly is going to be a 7-game series. So I think it's going to be important to get that home field there. Texas and Cleveland, it's going to be Jacob Latz going for Texas. I thought Merrill Kelly was penciled in, but it's Jacob Latz here. It'll be Joey Cantillo now for Cleveland. He was already penciled in, but it's Latz there for Texas. Cincinnati and Milwaukee, Jacob Mizorowski has been listed as the bulk pitcher, so Milwaukee goes with an opener today there. And, of course, what else we have? Well, it's still showing Eduardo Rodriguez for Arizona, as Arizona has been eliminated on the fact that they lose all tiebreakers, 3-way tiebreaker with the Mets in Cincinnati, and a head-to-head tiebreaker with Cincinnati. So Arizona eliminated with that loss yesterday against Michael King. Again, here's interesting to note. If the Cubs win earlier, the Padres are locked into their seed. They will be on the road against Chicago. If Chicago loses, that means the Padres are still in line to host those games because Chicago's magic number is 1. It'll be the Cubs and Padres in the wild card round. We don't know who's going to host these games because the Cubs are taking forever to hit their magic number of 1. So if we have 2 losses by the Cubs and 2 wins by the Padres will host that wild card series. So there you go there in that scenario there with the Padres. So probably if the Cubs lose, you might want to put a bet on the Padres. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that right there. The biggest choke of the biggest choke of the season was yesterday when the Guardians and Rangers lose. You have an Angels that's been in the conference since the All-Star break, and you lose to them. My goodness, that was horrible. You had to lead in your choke. This is a horrible. This Houston team, man. I don't know what the hell's going on. They put up blue balls on the mound here against Dana here in that one. So that's your starter for Houston. But I just could not believe the Astros just absolutely pooping the bed in that game against the Angels. These guys in the clubhouse are watching the games. That's what they do. I used to cover sports of a stringer for radio stations. I go into the locker rooms. Pre-game, these guys are watching all these games. You're seeing what's going on in front of you, and you can't get the job done. That, to me, just blows my mind here. It looks like they're going to go with Glasnow for the Dodgers against Gilbert. Really not much to play for any of these teams here there. And Luis Morales has been penciled in now for Athletics. Athletics were unsure. Waka and Morales there in that late one. So let's get it started here with these with the games here to start off. Orioles and Yankees. Yankees here, 232, total of 8.5. Cardinals and Cubs. It's the Cubs, $1.68, total 9. Rays and Jays. It's the Jays here, $1.55, total 8.5. Rockies and Giants. Will this be Verlander's last start? We'll see. He hasn't announced anything yet. It will be the Giants, 218, total of 8. White Sox, Nationals, 74% chance of rain. Boy, that was one of the craziest games you're going to see there. That home run in the 9th inning gets the game in for the White Sox. This Nationals bullpen is absolute trash. Nationals, $1.15, total sits here 8.5. We start here with Chris.
Yeah, first one I'm looking at here, Sagano, Schlittler, Orioles, Yankees. I'm going to take the under there. The Yankees at home, just getting it done there. I think we'd see a lower scoring matchup in that one there. Cubs, Cardinals, man, that got out of control quickly yesterday there in Wrigley Field. So we'll go back over. I'm going to go over 9.5 there. I think Tyone can give up some stuff. And McGreevy's going to give up some runs there. All of a sudden, Chicago's decided to just put on massive offense here and just keep hitting home runs. I got one of the home run hit list people immediately with Michael Bush yesterday, and then everybody was on PCA, which I faded him because he was kind of in a slump there for a while, but Cubs have decided to wake up. So give me the over in that one. Yeah, looking at that White Sox, we had doubled down there yesterday, gave out the White Sox at the end of show, so that cashed, and then we had a Colson Montgomery home run on the hit list, so that got us done, but that was a crazy back and forth there. It came from behind. Nationals just let it go in that one there, but I'll probably leave that one alone. Maybe an under day because it's raining potentially, but probably leaving that one alone. And then, yeah, Colorado, San Francisco. Could it be Verlander's last dance here? Give me just Colorado to upset the Giants here. Give me Colorado on the money line.
There we go with Chris. Move on over to Alaninos.
Yeah, I gotta go with. I was actually leaning towards the over there with the Yankees Orioles. I think at least one of these starters can give it up, and again, I think the bullpens can give up some more runs as well. Not necessarily the worst bullpens in the league, but I think at 8.5 we can get over that. Also like the over in the Blue Jays Rays game. I went under yesterday, but with these two starters, again, Savage looked good in his first start, but again, gave it up in his second one. And again, these bullpens can give it up as well. So I like the over 8.5 there. And yeah, I wanted to go over in that White Sox Nationals game, but that weather might keep me off it. So that's a no play for me. And again, slider lean to the Giants there and Rockies going over, but I like the other plays better.
There we go from Alanino. Say what I think about these games. Yeah, I'm going to go run line here with the Yankees. Baltimore's just in a hitting slump. 217 over their past 27. I just don't trust Sagano. Past 4 starts, ERA near 9. That's just way too high, and this is a must-win for the Yankees. Put the pressure on the Blue Jays there. Yankees just have to gain a game on the Blue Jays to get the AL East crown. So I'll look at the run line there. Let's see. That's just too big of a price here to lay with the Cubs. But one thing to note here, McGreevy in his 4 day starts. McGreevy's a big guy if you've ever seen him pitch. The dude's a big dude. He needs his 3 meals in him because in day games, he has an ERA over 6. And Taillon is in very good form. So I could only look at the Cubbies in that one, but the price is too high for me. But just note there that's another big guy that can't do anything during the daytime there with McGreevy. All right. Yeah, this might be my first money line parlay of the year here with the Cubs and the Blue Jays here. This Rays team, it's amazing what they're going, the stretch they're going through here. They're 3-17 in their past 20 games against winning teams. So you want to know why they're not in the postseason? It's because they can't beat winning teams down the stretch. It's been horrible. They're losing almost 14 units. Blue Jays at home 26-11. In their past 37 home, winning 12 units. I can only look at Toronto in that one. Yeah, I know it may be Verlander's last start, but Freeland has been pretty sharp. And I looked at his contract. Freeland is signed through next year, and then he has a player option for $16 million a year in 2027. So realistically, he's signed for the next 2 seasons. And Freeland actually has been pitching pretty well. But San Francisco's been terrible against lefty starters, hitting .218. Freeland has passed 6 starts, ERA of 3.73. There. Colorado, believe it or not, over the past week, Colorado's bullpen in the better recent form. I don't know how that is possible, but it is there. But San Francisco against lefty starters, 5-15 at home, losing 16 units. Against these teams with poor slugging percentages, the Rockies 13-17 on the road, winning 8 units. So if you're a National League team with a slugging percentage of 400 or lower, you've had trouble being being profitable against the Rockies here at home. So that's the one positive endpoint I've seen for this Rockies team on the road, because we know they're crappy on the road, but that's when they find a team that can't hit, they can win money for you there. All right. I can only look at plus price with the White Sox there. But believe it or not, this White Sox team against these bad teams of late, I'm talking about teams with a 380 to 460 win percentage. They're 9-2 against these teams in the past 11 against these really bad teams. So they're winning about 10 units there. So yeah, I'll take oh boy, Nationals 4-10 as a home favorite of -110 or higher, losing 10 units. My question is, how have they been favored in 10 games this year? That's what I want to know. But anyway, I'll take the White Sox in that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show. Middle block of games, a big one here for the Mets. Oh boy, the Mets now 1 game back of Cincinnati because they lose a tiebreaker. So we can have what the Mets lost and a Reds win. We know who our last wild card team is. There, Mets and Marlins. The Mets $1.28, total of 8. Tigers and Red Sox. They're going to make the Red Sox favorite. Okay. $1.25 to 9. All right. Minnesota and Philadelphia. Philadelphia, still a shot for that 1 seed. $2 here, total 8.5. Rangers and Guardians. Oh, these Guardians built the poop the bed yesterday here. Guardians, $1.41, total of 7. Reds and Brewers, something still to play for the Brewers, a lot to play for the Reds here. Brewers, $1.32, total 7.5. We start with Chris.
Yeah, definitely a lot here with Andrew Abbott, and then I've got, of course, an opener here when Mizorowski may go. We know he doesn't go very long at all, though. They may send him a little bit since there's a lot on the line here, but I'm going to still take the Reds in the first 5 here. I think they come out. Abbott can keep this team under control here. He is the Reds, one of their aces there. So I like the Reds in the first 5 there. We'll see what happens after that. Looking at Detroit and Boston, yeah, they made Boston a favorite there. You guys clinched yesterday, or got your spot with that Rafaela walk off. Give me the Tigers today on the money line there, since I'm getting some plus money with them. The Red Sox may not care since they've got their spot. Not sure, but I'd rather take the Tigers and the plus money in that one. Give me Rangers Warriors and the Phillies on the run line there to run it up on Minnesota in that one. And I don't know. I didn't put anything today. Yesterday, I did the Marlins. I know that was a really good win there. I couldn't believe that the Mets just let that go like that. But yeah, give me Yuri Perez with the Marlins again to upset the Mets. And give me on the money line.
There we go from Chris. Let Jansen with the weather report there, and then NC State, Virginia Tech, buckets of rain coming down there. So keep an eye on that one. On over to El Nino's.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at some first 5 in this lot as well. Some totals. I like, as Chris was saying, I like the Marlins here, but I'll take him in the first 5 with Perez on the mound. Could go full game as well, but I'll take him first 5. I'm leaning towards the Red Sox first 5. Yeah, I can definitely see the Tigers full game, but I think Early wants to come out and have himself another good start. So again, a little back and forth there. I can see Early at least. I meant early on in the game. But I like the over in the Twins-Phillies game. I think whether we see them sooner or later in this ball game, I think we see some runs. This one could probably end up in double digits. And I like the Reds as well, yeah, with Abbott. Mizorowski came out firing early on in his rookie season, but hasn't been quite the same lately. So I'll take Abbott to lead his team to another road dog victory there.
There we go with Al Ninos here. I know it's Paddock on the mound here, but again, it's the spot here. I'm going to take Detroit. They need it more than
Montero, right?
I'm sorry, Montero. That's right. Montero's an upgrade in my eyes against Paddock. That's right, Montero. There, that's the key. Boston with the win on Friday, clinch a wild card berth. They cannot win the division. They cannot host the wild card series. There's really nothing to play for. Detroit is still fighting for a division or a wild card here. Red Sox bullpen over their past 5 games, ERA near 6. Tigers 11-9 on the road against lefty starters, returning 3 units. I can only look at the Tigers in that spot. And by the way, they're also pretty good in these day games, by the way. So there you go. There. Oh boy, I'm going to go over the Mets and Marlins. I see the pitching for the Mets, and I just think it over in this one. Yuri Perez has had his struggles over his past 5 starts in ERA near 7. And the Miami bullpen past 27, ERA near 5. And we know the Mets have been hitting the ball a little bit. So have the Marlins as well. Yeah, against the division on the road, the Mets are 13-7 to the over. Miami at home against these power hitting teams that average 1.25 home runs per game or greater. They're 13-6 to the over at home against these home run hitting teams. I like the over in that one. Yeah, I can only look at Ranger. Ranger at night's going to have his 3 meals in him. He's a big guy. That's when you want to back Ranger. We look at Ranger here in his 13 night games in the area of 2.24. The bullpen for the Twins has been an absolute mess over the past 27. And against the NL East this year, the Twins 1-7 of the road line on the road against these NL East teams, losing 6.5 units. Phillies in their home night games, 31-22. The run line, it's one of the best home fields in baseball. Let's put it that way. And because they're getting the play from these teams. It was kind of a meaningless game yesterday against the Twins, and that stadium was packed. That stadium was packed. No empty seats there. The Philly crowd's coming out, and it's juiced. And that ballpark on a Saturday night is going to be juiced. I like the run line in that one as well. All right, let's see what the Cleveland game. Give me under Rangers Cleveland here. Actually, forget that because Merrill Kelly was scratched for that start, so I'm off that game. Yeah, they're going to do. They're going to go with who is it? They're going to go with Jacob Latz. Although he's not so bad, but I handicapped the game with Kelly on the mound, so I'm gonna scratch that pick there, and I'll look at. Milwaukee, you're going to choke this one. I got to look at the Reds here. Milwaukee's not hitting, just 213 over their past 5 games. The Reds bullpen in the better recent form, and the Reds. Well, you want them. It's funny because when they played the Pirates, it looked like crap, right? They're terrible against the bad teams, good against the good teams. 19-16 on the road against winning teams, returning 9 units. I'll look at the Reds in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show. Appreciate that, Hector Pino, super chat from you. Appreciate that quite a bit as well. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show, closing out baseball with these final 5 on the board. Pirates and Braves. The Braves, $1.69. Total sits there at 8. D-backs and Padres, interesting game here. Padres eliminated the Diamondbacks eliminated the Padres, still shooting for that home field. Now, if the Cubs win earlier, then this becomes meaningless game for the Padres. The Padres, $1.35, total 7.5. Astros and Angels. I don't know what to do with the Astros anymore. It's just, it's a sick team. $1.40 for the Astros, total of 9. Dodgers and Mariners. Mariners, $1.25, total 7. Royals and Athletics to close out the night. Athletics, $1.15, total of 7. We got some nighttime baseball because we don't have a lot in college football at that hour. We started here with Chris.
Yeah, looking at this Royals late night game here with Athletics, we are in the shelter, and I know we typically go over there, but I mean, who's going to do anything here? The Royals or the Athletics? We're up to 10. Typically, we would take that over, but I'm gonna take it under. I think we see it a little bit under that today. As far as this Houston LA game, I don't even know if it means anything here. I can't do anything with this Astros team. I couldn't believe what happened yesterday. You let Mike Trout go deep on you twice there. Give me the Angels on the money line on that one. Just as a lean there, just to keep on with these Astros. We don't know what's going on with them. And then Diamondbacks have been eliminated. Got Michael King here with Arizona and Padres going at it. Give me the under in the first 5. I think they can, or not first 5. Give me under in the whole game. I apologize. There, I think we see a lower one there. I think the Diamondbacks are just giving up, so I think we see a lower scoring matchup.
There we go with Chris. We went over to El Nidos.
Yeah, Astros, Angels. Yeah, blue ball. It's been looking good, but it hasn't been going very deep. So I think, again, Dana, definitely not the best starter in the league, to put it nicely. So I think we see a lot of runs in that one. I'll take the over there. I like the over in the Padres Diamondbacks game as well. And why not take the Dodgers again?
Why not? How Neil says, why not? Why not? He's got his money on the Dodgers. Less money. Hey, their backups got the job done yesterday. And you don't need to go
Dodgers first 5, as we mentioned yesterday, if you're worried about all the guys not playing the full game and all that. But I think the Dodgers got it done there.
Well, the backups showed up.
For sure.
And it's one thing to note in Seattle, you don't need a lot of runs to win in that game, in that ballpark. You don't need, because Seattle can't score, so that you don't need a lot of runs there. So
come out, have a good game.
Yeah. Glasnow, I guess they're saving him for the he would be probably the game 3 pitcher if it goes 3, right? That would be the strategy. Snell and then Yamamoto, and then if there's a game 3 next week, it would be Glasnow. So probably you got Tuesday. He would probably go Thursday. So that's why they want to keep him on his regular rotation. So that's why Glasnow's going today. Keep him on his regular rotation. If there's a game 3 in that wild card round next week. Yeah, I'm gonna go under with Pittsburgh and Atlanta. This might be your sleep-inducing game of the day here. Pitt hitting just 209 over their past 26. Chandler in his 4 night appearances, an ERA of 1.59. Strider is in stride. We said that last time, right? Past 4 starts, ERA of 2.35. I think the Atlanta, I know they're winning a lot. I think they're just trying to bring some positive momentum to a horrible season. So I think that's really what they're trying to do. The Braves showing that they can do it when they're healthy and get their pitching in order, which they need to do there. Braves 18-7 to the under at home as a favorite of -150 to $2. I'll go under in that game. I'm staying away from D-backs Padres because the scenarios here can play differently here because the Padres will be on the TV sets watching the Cub game. And if the Cubs win, hey, we have a shot to stay home. We have a shot to stay home. So I will, and the way this wild card is going, I can see the Cubs choke and lose the next two. I mean, it would not surprise me one
It's
bit.
been definitely a funny end to this season for sure.
Yeah, I
man.
would not be surprised if the Cubs choke it away and have to fly to San Diego. I would not be surprised. I'm staying away from the Astros-Angel game. I want nothing to do with Houston. This team is just disgusting. And give me under in the Dodgers. And as I said, you don't need a lot of runs to win games in Seattle, so you're not getting a lot of runs here. I'll go under there. Seattle hitting just 229 home. Gilbert at home, a respectable ERA of 2.13. The Mariners bullpen at home, an ERA of 3.22. So the Mariners are going to be off for a week. So I don't think you got to rest too many guys. You got to keep them fresh because they got to figure out what to do next week. The Mariners not used to having to buy before baseballs. I don't know what they're going to do with themselves. There, LA here 8-1, the under on the road, facing an AL team with good defense, allowing who surrender 4.4 runs per game or fewer. So I'll look at the under in that one against these good NL starters. Mariners 4-2, the under at home. I like the under Dodgers and the Mariners. And wow, here Waka and Luis Morales has been pitching pretty well. Athletics have been hitting a little bit. KC against these good starters, these good AL starters with an ERA of 3.7 or lower. They're just 7-12 on the road, losing 3.5 units. In their past 36 at home, Athletics now 21-16, returning 6.5 units. I'll look at Athletics there in that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony this morning show. No WNBA today. I think they play tomorrow. We got elimination games tomorrow, but now it's time for our Parlay Pro segment, where our cappers give out a parlay, team player prop, game of the future. We leave it up to the cappers. We start with Chris.
Yeah, we'll give you the three-teamer here in baseball. We'll go Detroit, Miami, and Colorado all on the run line. If you have to parlay them because you just can't start your day otherwise, it'll be 11.75 is how much that parlay is for that. Home run prop of the day is going to be a guy who's still in the Rookie of the Year race here. Not too close, I don't know that, but Drake Baldwin, he's our rookie. Give me him for a home run today. I think he takes Bubba Chandler all the way out there. And yeah, he's actually, if you take him for Rookie of the Year, I think he's plus 170, but he's facing Cade Horton, I think, in the matchup right now. So anyway, Drake Baldwin, home run.
There we go from Chris. We move on over to El Ninos.
I will take Washington, I'll take Illinois, and I will take Iowa.
From El Ninos, I'll tell you my three-teamer here. I'll take Pittsburgh plus the points. I'll take Rutgers plus the points, and I'll lay it here with Air Force. All right, we got you through our Parlay Purple segment. Now it's time to see what our cappers have for sale over at Tony's Picks. Heading into a big week of action here. NFL returning tomorrow. We got a doubleheader Monday Night Football here on Monday. But, of course, a lot of college football today, closing out the regular season in baseball. Next week, the playoffs start. So a lot of really exciting time. Looking forward to the day. Baseball playoffs, nothing like it there here in October. Over at TonySmith.com, we have our cappers documented with their plays, leaderboards showcasing our top performers. Our top performer here in college football, Chris. Chris is having a fantastic year in college football this year with documented results here on our site of 840 units of profit. This is based on a $100 unit wager size. So what do you got for sale, Chris?
Guys, got you a 3-pack in college football today. All SEC games, you guys know that's what I cover. I got you a best bet 2 premiums. They're all wrapped up in there together, so buy one or the other there. Really good value there. I do have one play in baseball. I've kind of left it a little bit light as we head to the end of the season here, so pick up that play by itself there. Just trying to get out of escape MLB as unscathed as possible and just keep trying to do well here in college football. I'm having a great year. 2-for-1 capper, you see who's on the leaderboard, pair us up, let 2 people put money in your pocket. There's a lot of other cappers that do a lot of other things I don't do. WNBA, hockey's coming up. Those things, you can pair us up together and let us both make money for you. Use Tony T at checkout to save you the 15% off of that. That promo code there is good. And then, yeah, just hop on something long-term here. We're headed into the postseason. We're going to have a lot of baseball action there. You guys know I cover college football and NFL. So I'll get you something there for the weekend. It'll get you all the way through there. Get you a week for postseason games coming up here. NBA is on the horizon. I'll be covering that as well. So, yeah, just hop on something short-term, long-term, and let's just keep trying to do well.
That's right. Can I go with Chris over at Tony's Picks? Documented results great in college football. He's ready to roll here with an SEC 3-pack on the board. Also a best bet there as well. And the MLB Grand Slam best bet for you there from Chris. But again, as Chris is mentioning, long-term subscription is the way to go. 3 days, 7 day, 1 month. A lot of coverage here on that 1 month. You get most of the playoffs right up until the middle of the World Series when you get that 1 month all sports pass. NBA will be in play there as well as we start in about 3 weeks from now with the NBA. So a lot of great coverage there. Of course, don't forget the college football, NFL. So with all these sports overlapping, this is the time to get on board with those long-term subscriptions. And remember the promo code Tony T at checkout. We'll knock off that 15% off. All right, let's see what El Ninos has got rolling today over at Tony's Picks. El over at Tony's Picks has put together pretty good results there from El Ninos for this year in the NFL. 459 units of profit. What you got for sale, El?
Yeah, I got my best bet in baseball, best bet in college football. Got a couple extra plays there for everyone on the long-term passes. Might get there with a 3-pack or 2 or 3. No, probably 1 or 2 maybe. But yeah, if you just want the best bets, go ahead and grab those individually. But your best way to go is always those long-term 2-for-1 capper passes. Pair me up with your favorite capper and make sure you get all the steam plays that way too.
That's right. Get on board. The El Ninos over at Tony's Picks. He's got his Grand Slam play here from Major League Baseball. Also going to be in action here with you from the NFL. College football coming up there from El Nino. So get on board. Remember, all of our one-day passes are profit guaranteed. They must turn a profit or amount purchased is credit back to your account for site credits. That's profit guarantee. Get on board with El Ninos over at Tony's Picks and use that promo code Tony T as we mentioned about. Match them up with your favorite capper with the 2-for-1 capper promotion. All right, up on the board now. I got 4 premiums. 3 from college football. Got a best bet from college football. Still looking at the baseball board to see if I can find one from baseball for you. So get on board with me and use that promo code Tony T at checkout. Save that 15% off and match me up with your favorite capper here with the multi-capper promotion. All right, guys, we're with you here on the Tony Mix Morning Show every day, 9:30 a.m. each time. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Be with us here to get the plays for you there in real time. If you happen to miss anything, well, head on over to our YouTube channel. We got our YouTube channel nice and organized here for you guys. So when you land on our YouTube channel, you land on our homepage. On our homepage is really, I've been showing the videos. I should be showing you guys the homepage. I've been screwing this segment up. When you land on our homepage, the first page you land on is Tony's Picks homepage, right? So this is the homepage. We organize all the videos for you. Very easy to find. So on our compilation videos, you can get all of my compilations, which you guys hit most of the compilations. You don't go, the individual plays get views, but these are the ones that get the most. And you guys, so that's why I created this compilation playlist. So right here is all my baseball picks, all 47 college football picks for today. When our WNBA crew comes in with the 2-3 zone, that will also be right on the front of the page. We've created a props playlist. So you want the props, you get Chris looking for Chris's home run hit list. Here it is, right on the top of the homepage, YouTube channel for props. El Ninos gets the props in. You'll see him up here on the props. So all the props will be right here on the page. And of course, all your sports themes. If you're looking for NFL picks, there's your NFL picks. You're looking for college football picks, there are all your college football picks. Just hit the tab here, and you can just toggle some more for them. So a lot of content here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Just when you land on your homepage, that's how you toggle and find the views. Baseball playlist as well. Want to toggle all our videos, you can do that as well. They're on the Tony's Picks playlists right here. There. If you happen to miss any of our shows, well, actually I should scroll some more. Here, as you scroll toward the bottom, we'll fix this a little bit better here. Here you'll find our short sections, our playlists as well. Each capper we have playlists for, our props playlist. Alessandro's fights right here on his playlist. So guys, our playlists are set for you as well. Ramon's Night Moves, we have a playlist for you as well, WNBA. So a lot of great content when you scroll. Make it nice and easy for you guys to find the videos. Of course, if you want to check out our live replays, just hit the live tab, and you'll be able to watch the replay of our live show. And, of course, Ramon, Prince of Darkness with the Night Moves every day, 2 a.m. Eastern time. So tune in for that or watch the replays. We also clip the videos from these shows so you can watch them as well. And, of course, the Happy Hour with Rod, Monday through Friday. So a lot of great content over on the channel. Now, if you want to check out all the videos at one swoop, just hit the video tab. That's the way to do it. But really the best way to roll here is just hit the home tab, and you'll be able to find all of our videos nice and organized for you based on what you guys click. Like you guys like the compilation videos, you like the props, and then here are the sports. Here are all the sports themed here. Just hit play off. You want to see everything. That would be another way to toggle. So toggle from the homepage to get to the videos. That's the way to do it there on the Tony's YouTube channel. Of course, Chris, very popular has been your home run hit list.
Yeah, it's been popular. Yesterday was great. Everybody was interacting really well. Everybody's giving great picks. Appreciate that and keeping me up to date because I get busy tattooing through the day, so I can't always update things. So I've got you guys updating me with who's hit and who we're taking, and the community's been great to help each other. We're just trying to beat the books here together with home runs as we finish out the season today and tomorrow, and then we got postseason home run hit list coming. So yeah, appreciate that. I've already got 4 comments on there, 32 likes. So it's just been a great series. I'm glad you guys like to listen to me ramble on a little bit. But anyway, we're going to keep putting it out, keep trying to find the winners. We got 5 yesterday. I think we're a little bit over 200 now for the season. So we're doing really well in that. I don't know how many we've lost. I'm not trying to keep up with that. But anyway, we're doing really well. Going to keep it putting out there. I will get you guys an end zone hit list here directly. I'm working on something for the NBA as well.
Very good. Prop section there. Check it out with Chris there. Homer hit list for now and more coming. Alina, so we're always looking for those dogs from you as well as your -1s.
Yeah, unfortunately, nothing today. I was up most of the night working on these games for today. But yeah, they'll be back. They'll be back. Look for maybe some NFL touchdown props. And the dogs will be back. And sure enough, the -1s will make their way back as well sooner rather than later.
That's right. Sooner or later, we'll get those -1s back there. All right, guys. With you here on the Tony Morning Show, thank you for joining us. Thanks to everybody in the chat for keeping us company with your positive attitudes and your great comments up there. It makes us a lot of fun when we have this knowledge we can share with you, and you give us a lot of content as well. Great super chats, and of course, weather reports are always appreciated for all you folks across the country. It's great there. All right, anything to say before we close it out?
Let's make it a winning day, guys.
Thought I did. Yeah, somebody mentioned in the chat about ESPN wearing all white. This was not intentional. I just grabbed the shirt and put it on. But it did happen to be on Penn State -2.5 in that first quarter. So maybe a subconscious pick there on the shirt. But hey, we'll see how that one works out.
We'll see how that one works out tonight. The big whiteout game. We're looking forward to Oregon and Penn State. So that'll be one of great card. You know, when they realign these conferences, this is what we wanted. We wanted really good matchups throughout the year, and we're getting them now. That's going to do it, guys. Going to wake goodbye to you, make it a winning one. We're back tomorrow here on the Tony 6 Morning Show.